Creating a sense of self and well-being begins with a deep dive into who you truly are. This journey of self-discovery is essential because it lays the foundation for everything that follows. You are not merely a collection of thoughts or actions, you are the creator of your experiences, and well-being flows from the recognition of your own power. Self-discovery is the cornerstone upon which personal growth, fulfillment, and well-being are built. It is the foundation from which everything else in life flows. To discover who you are is to explore the depths of your inner world, to peel back the layers of conditioning, societal expectations, and limiting beliefs that may have accumulated over time. It's the process of becoming aware of your true self, your values, desires, strengths, and even your weaknesses. Without self-discovery, any effort toward well-being remains superficial, because you are building on a foundation that you have not fully understood. Only when you know yourself can you begin to create a life that truly reflects your deepest needs and aspirations. Self-discovery begins with introspection. It involves looking inward and asking the right questions. What do I truly value? What brings me joy? What triggers fear or doubt within me? What do I want my life to look like? These questions are the beginning of uncovering layers of your identity that may have been shaped by external influences. Many of us go through life following paths laid out for us by others, by family, society, or even cultural norms, without ever questioning whether these paths resonate with who we truly are. When you take the time to engage in self-discovery, you give yourself the opportunity to break free from those expectations and connect with what truly matters to you. The process of self-discovery often involves becoming aware of both your conscious and unconscious beliefs. So much of who we are and how we act stems from subconscious programming, which is influenced by our past experiences, upbringing, and external environment. These beliefs can shape our behaviors and decisions in ways we aren't even fully aware of. For example, a person may be conditioned to believe that they are unworthy of success or happiness due to negative reinforcement they received in childhood. Until this belief is brought to the surface through self-discovery, they may unknowingly sabotage their own well-being. Self-discovery also requires a willingness to embrace both the light and dark aspects of yourself. Many people are comfortable acknowledging their strengths and positive attributes, but avoid facing their flaws, mistakes, or vulnerabilities. However, true self-discovery involves looking at the whole picture. It's about understanding your shadow, the parts of yourself that you may hide, deny, or reject. These shadow aspects are not inherently negative. They are simply parts of you that need to be integrated rather than suppressed. By shining a light on them, you become more self-aware and emotionally balanced, which is a key component of well-being. Another critical aspect of self-discovery is learning to identify your personal values. Values are the guiding principles that shape your decisions and behavior. When you are unclear about your values, you may feel lost, directionless, or dissatisfied with life. But when you take the time to discover what truly matters to you, decision-making becomes easier, and life starts to feel more purposeful. For instance, someone who values freedom and creativity will thrive in environments that allow them to express those qualities, while someone who values security and stability might prioritize different paths. Knowing your values enables you to align your life in a way that supports your authenticity, which directly contributes to a sense of inner peace and well-being. Part of self-discovery is also recognizing your passions and interests. What are the activities or pursuits that bring you alive? What subjects or causes ignite a sense of excitement within you? Many people spend years ignoring their passions because they believe they should follow a more practical or conventional path. However, when you tap into what excites you, you unlock an inner drive that fuels personal fulfillment. Understanding your passions can also guide you toward a career or lifestyle that feels aligned with your true self, rather than one that leaves you feeling disconnected or unsatisfied. Self-discovery is an ongoing journey, not a one-time event. As you grow and evolve, so too does your understanding of who you are. Life experiences, challenges, and relationships all have the potential to reveal new aspects of yourself. Each phase of life offers opportunities to explore deeper levels of self-awareness. For instance, the way you understand yourself in your 20s may differ from the way you see yourself in your 40s. And that's a natural progression. The key is to remain open and curious, willing to continuously learn about yourself as you navigate different stages of life. Self-discovery is closely linked to emotional intelligence. The more you understand yourself, the better you are able to manage your emotions, reactions, and interactions with others. You become more attuned to what triggers certain emotional responses and how to handle them in a constructive manner. Emotional intelligence is essential for maintaining mental and emotional well-being, and it is through self-discovery that you build this capacity. By understanding your emotional triggers, you can learn to respond rather than react, to cultivate resilience, and to navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease. Self-discovery also helps you identify limiting beliefs and mental barriers that may be holding you back from living your best life. These limitations often manifest as self-doubt, fear, or feelings of inadequacy. By engaging in self-reflection, you can pinpoint where these beliefs originated and work to release them. Recognizing your limitations is the first step toward transcending them. This process requires honesty and courage, but it is essential for personal growth and well-being. Once you remove these mental roadblocks, you create space for new possibilities and potentials to emerge. In the context of relationships, self-discovery plays a pivotal role. The more you know yourself, the better equipped you are to form meaningful, authentic connections with others. Often conflicts in relationships arise because individuals lack self-awareness, leading to misunderstandings or unmet needs. When you know your own boundaries, needs, and desires, you are able to communicate them effectively to others. This not only enhances your personal well-being, but also fosters healthier, more fulfilling relationships. The idea that mindset shapes reality is rooted in the understanding that our thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes have a profound impact on the experiences we create in life. It's not just about positive thinking or surface-level affirmations, it's about the deeper, ongoing mental patterns that dictate how we perceive ourselves and the world around us. At its core, mindset is the lens through which we view every situation, relationship, and challenge, and it informs how we respond to them. By shaping our expectations, interpretations, and actions, our mindset ultimately molds the reality we live in. Our beliefs are the foundation of our mindset, and they are often formed by early life experiences, societal influences, and personal conditioning. These beliefs, whether they are empowering or limiting, act as the blueprint for how we navigate life. For example, if someone holds the belief that they are not capable of success, they will unconsciously make choices and adopt behaviors that reflect this belief, often sabotaging their own progress or avoiding opportunities altogether. On the other hand, if someone believes they are deserving of success and capable of achieving their goals, they will naturally gravitate toward actions that align with that belief, increasing the likelihood of positive outcomes. The concept of self-fulfilling prophecies is a clear illustration of how mindset shapes reality. When you believe something to be true, you unconsciously act in ways that bring that belief to fruition. For instance, if you believe that you are going to fail at a particular task, you may approach it with hesitation, lack of confidence, and a negative attitude, which can increase the chances of failure. In contrast, if you believe that you are capable of succeeding, your actions, body language, and energy will reflect that confidence, making success more attainable. This phenomenon shows that the way you think about a situation can directly influence its outcome. Mindset also affects how we perceive obstacles and challenges. A person with a fixed mindset sees difficulties as barriers that confirm their limitations. They may avoid taking risks or trying new things out of fear of failure, believing that their abilities are set in stone. In contrast, someone with a growth mindset views challenges as opportunities for learning and growth. They understand that failure is not a reflection of their worth or ability, but rather a stepping stone toward improvement. This shift in perspective allows individuals with a growth mindset to persevere through hardships, adapt, and ultimately grow stronger as a result. By embracing challenges rather than fearing them, they shape a reality filled with possibilities and continuous development. Another way in which mindset shapes reality is through the law of attraction. This principle suggests that the energy and thoughts you put out into the universe attract corresponding experiences back to you. When your mindset is filled with fear, doubt, or negativity, You are more likely to encounter experiences that reinforce those feelings. Conversely, when your mindset is focused on abundance, gratitude, and positivity, you begin to attract experiences that align with those emotions. This is not to say that simply thinking positively will eliminate all problems, but rather that your mindset influences the kinds of opportunities and outcomes you draw into your life. In addition to shaping external experiences, mindset also plays a significant role in internal well-being. Your thoughts and beliefs have a direct impact on your mental and emotional health. When your mindset is dominated by stress, worry, and negative self-talk, your body responds with tension, anxiety, and even physical symptoms. On the other hand, when your mindset is rooted in calmness, self-assurance, and trust in the process of life, your body relaxes, your stress levels decrease, and your overall sense of well-being improves. This connection between mind and body highlights how your thoughts not only shape external realities, but also the internal state of your health and happiness. Mindset further influences the way we interact with others. A person who believes in scarcity and competition may view others as threats or obstacles to their success, leading to strained relationships, jealousy, or a lack of collaboration. In contrast, someone with a mindset of abundance will see others as potential allies, partners, or sources of inspiration, which fosters connection, cooperation, and mutual support. The way we perceive the world and the people in it creates the reality of our relationships. By shifting your mindset from fear and competition to trust and collaboration, you create a reality where relationships thrive and opportunities expand. Moreover, mindset determines the level of resilience you bring to life's inevitable setbacks. Those with a negative or rigid mindset often become overwhelmed or defeated by challenges, viewing them as confirmation that life is unfair or that they are unlucky. This type of thinking perpetuates a cycle of disappointment and frustration. However, individuals with a resilient mindset approach setbacks with a sense of determination and flexibility. They see obstacles as temporary and often find creative solutions to overcome them. This allows them to bounce back more quickly and continue moving toward their goals, shaping a reality where obstacles are seen as temporary detours rather than permanent roadblocks. Mindset plays a role in how we define success and fulfillment. A person with a scarcity mindset may constantly chase external markers of success, such as money, status, or material possessions, in an attempt to feel validated. However, this often leads to a reality of dissatisfaction, as they are always seeking more but never feeling truly fulfilled. On the other hand, someone with a mindset of contentment and gratitude can find success and happiness in smaller, everyday moments. They create a reality where fulfillment comes from within, rather than being dependent on external factors. In many ways, mindset is the key to unlocking your potential and shaping the life you desire. Whether it's your ability to overcome challenges, attract opportunities, or maintain inner peace, everything begins with the way you think. Every experience in life is filtered through your mindset, and by shifting your internal world, you begin to transform the external one. The balance between mind, body, and spirit is a crucial aspect of overall well-being. These three elements are deeply interconnected, and achieving harmony among them leads to a more fulfilling and vibrant life. When one area is neglected or imbalanced, it impacts the others, creating a ripple effect that can manifest as stress, anxiety, fatigue, or a sense of disconnection. On the other hand, when the mind, body, and spirit are aligned and in balance, a person experiences greater clarity, energy, peace, and purpose. Understanding the importance of this balance requires a deeper exploration of each element and how they influence one another. The mind is the realm of thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions. It shapes how we interpret our experiences, process emotions, and respond to the world around us. Mental health and clarity are essential for overall well-being because they influence how we make decisions, solve problems, and manage stress. When the mind is cluttered with negativity, limiting beliefs, or overwhelming thoughts, it can create mental fatigue, anxiety, or a lack of focus. Maintaining mental balance involves practices such as mindfulness, meditation, and positive thinking. These practices help to calm the mind, reduce stress, and cultivate mental clarity, allowing you to navigate life with greater ease and intention. Physical health, which relates to the body, is another critical component of balance. The body is the vessel through which we experience the world, and its well-being directly affects our mental and spiritual states. When the body is well nourished, energized, and strong, it supports mental clarity and emotional stability. However, when the body is neglected, whether through poor diet, lack of exercise, or inadequate rest, it can lead to physical ailments, fatigue, and even mental strain. Maintaining physical balance requires regular movement, healthy eating, and sufficient sleep. Exercise not only strengthens the body but also releases endorphins that improve mood and reduce stress. Proper nutrition fuels the body and mind, while rest allows the body to repair and rejuvenate. When the body is in balance, it becomes a foundation upon which mental and spiritual well-being can flourish. The spirit, often considered the most elusive of the three, represents the deeper connection to purpose, meaning, and the greater aspects of life. It's the part of us that seeks fulfillment beyond material achievements, relationships, or physical experiences. Spiritual health is about feeling connected to something larger than yourself, whether it's through religion, spirituality, or a sense of connection with nature and the universe. When the spirit is nurtured, it brings a sense of inner peace, purpose, and alignment with your life's path. However, when the spirit is neglected, life can feel empty, directionless, or unfulfilling, even if everything else seems in place externally. Spiritual practices, such as meditation, prayer, or spending time in nature, can help nourish the spirit and foster a deeper connection to the self and the world around you. The key to achieving balance between mind, body, and spirit lies in recognizing that these elements are not separate, they influence each other continuously. For instance, mental stress can lead to physical tension or illness, while a lack of physical vitality can result in feelings of mental fog or emotional heaviness. Similarly, when the spirit is disconnected, it can manifest as feelings of depression, anxiety, or a lack of motivation, which in turn affects both the mind and body. By paying attention to all three areas and seeking to align them, you create a holistic approach to well-being. Mindfulness is one of the most effective tools for maintaining balance among mind, body, and spirit. Mindfulness involves being fully present in the moment, without judgment or distraction. When you practice mindfulness, you bring awareness to your thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations, which helps you identify imbalances and address them before they escalate. For example, mindfulness can help you recognize when you're mentally exhausted and need to take a break, or when your body is craving rest or nourishment. It also creates space for spiritual reflection, allowing you to reconnect with your deeper purpose and values. Another important aspect of balancing mind, body, and spirit is self-care. Self-care involves taking intentional actions to nurture all aspects of yourself. It's not just about physical care, like exercise or eating well, but also about mental and emotional care, such as setting boundaries, engaging in activities that bring joy, or spending time in quiet reflection. Self-care also extends to spiritual well-being, which might include meditative practices, journaling, or seeking out experiences that inspire a sense of wonder and connection. When self-care is approached from a holistic perspective, it becomes a powerful way to maintain harmony between mind, body, and spirit. Creating routines that support all three areas is another way to cultivate balance. A balanced routine might include physical activity, such as yoga or walking, that not only strengthens the body but also calms the mind and nourishes the spirit. It could include meditation or journaling to clear the mind and deepen your connection to your inner self. Even simple practices like gratitude exercises can foster a sense of spiritual connection, while also improving mental outlook and emotional well-being. By integrating activities that address the mind, body, and spirit into your daily routine, you create a structure that supports overall harmony. In times of stress or challenge, it's especially important to focus on maintaining balance. When life becomes hectic, it's easy to let one area, whether it's physical health, mental well-being, or spiritual connection, fall by the wayside. However, this is when balance is needed the most. During difficult times, paying attention to your physical needs such as rest, nutrition, and movement can help alleviate mental and emotional stress. Similarly, turning inward to reflect on your spiritual beliefs or purpose can provide comfort and guidance when external circumstances are overwhelming. By maintaining balance during challenging periods, you build resilience and create a sense of unity, regardless of external conditions. Balance between mind, body, and spirit is not a destination, but an ongoing practice. It requires awareness, intention, and self-compassion. There will be times when one area needs more attention than others, and that's natural. What matters is that you continuously strive to bring all three elements into harmony, understanding that they are all essential to your overall well-being. Emotional intelligence, often referred to as EQ, emotional quotient, is the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and influence emotions, both your own and those of others. It plays a crucial role in personal and professional success, affecting everything from interpersonal relationships to decision-making and leadership skills. Emotional intelligence goes beyond just being aware of emotions. It's about being able to navigate them in a way that promotes well-being, empathy, and effective communication. Cultivating emotional intelligence allows you to connect more deeply with yourself and others, fostering stronger relationships and a more balanced life. At the core of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. Self-awareness involves being able to identify and understand your emotions as they arise. This means recognizing the subtle cues that signal anger, sadness, frustration, joy, or excitement, and understanding how these emotions affect your thoughts and behavior. People with high emotional intelligence can step back from their emotions and observe them without getting swept away by them. This ability to label and identify emotions as they come up creates a sense of emotional clarity. By being aware of your emotional state, you can make more informed choices about how to respond to situations, rather than reacting impulsively or letting emotions control your actions. Self-regulation is another essential component of emotional intelligence. Once you are aware of your emotions, the next step is learning how to manage them effectively. This doesn't mean suppressing or ignoring emotions, but rather responding to them in a balanced and constructive way. For example, if you're feeling angry or frustrated in a challenging situation, emotional intelligence allows you to pause and consider how to express that emotion in a way that is productive rather than destructive. People with strong self-regulation skills are less likely to lash out in anger or make decisions they later regret. Instead, they can stay calm under pressure, process their emotions in a healthy way, and approach problems with a clear mind. Emotional regulation also involves being able to shift negative emotions, such as anxiety or sadness, into more positive states like calm or optimism by using techniques like mindfulness, deep breathing, or reframing negative thoughts. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, is a key aspect of emotional intelligence that enhances social connections. Empathy goes beyond simply recognizing someone else's emotions. It involves truly putting yourself in their shoes and understanding their emotional experience from their perspective. This ability to connect with others on an emotional level builds trust, fosters compassion, and creates a deeper sense of connection in relationships. Empathy is especially important in conflict resolution, where being able to see and understand the other person's viewpoint can de-escalate tensions and lead to more harmonious outcomes. In professional settings, empathy allows leaders to inspire and motivate their teams, as well as understand and address the emotional needs of employees or colleagues. It is a powerful tool in building strong, supportive, and collaborative environments, both personally and professionally. Emotional intelligence also involves social skills, which are essential for effective communication and relationship building. Strong social skills allow individuals to navigate complex interpersonal dynamics, manage conflicts, and build strong networks. People with high emotional intelligence can read social cues, understand the emotions of others, and respond in ways that strengthen relationships. This includes the ability to listen actively, communicate clearly, and show respect and consideration for others. In social situations, those with high EQ are often able to engage in meaningful conversations, resolve misunderstandings, and make others feel heard and valued. These skills are crucial for teamwork, leadership, and building long-lasting personal connections. Another aspect of emotional intelligence is motivation, particularly intrinsic motivation. which refers to being driven by internal rewards rather than external validation. People with high emotional intelligence are often motivated by a deep sense of purpose, curiosity, or passion for their work or personal goals. They are resilient in the face of setbacks because their motivation comes from within, not from the need for external recognition or approval. Emotional intelligence helps individuals stay focused on long-term goals, even when challenges arise, by keeping them connected to their deeper sense of purpose. This internal drive often leads to greater success because it fosters perseverance, discipline, and the ability to stay positive and committed in difficult situations. Emotional intelligence also plays a critical role in conflict resolution. In any relationship, whether personal or professional, disagreements are inevitable. How we handle those conflicts often determines the quality of our relationships. People with high EQ are better equipped to manage conflicts because they can approach them with emotional balance and empathy. Rather than reacting defensively or letting anger dictate their response, emotionally intelligent individuals take the time to listen to the other person's perspective and respond thoughtfully. They are able to stay calm and composed, even in heated situations, which allows for more constructive conversations and solutions. This approach to conflict resolution not only helps to resolve issues, but also strengthens relationships by promoting understanding and cooperation. Emotional intelligence is crucial for personal growth and development. By understanding your emotional patterns and triggers, you can identify areas for improvement in your behavior and reactions. Emotional intelligence allows you to reflect on past experiences and learn from them, whether that means recognizing patterns of behavior that no longer serve you or understanding how certain emotional responses may have impacted your decisions. This kind of self-reflection is essential for growth because it allows you to break free from limiting emotional patterns and cultivate more positive, constructive ways of being. Emotional intelligence helps you to become more resilient, adaptable, and emotionally balanced, all of which contribute to greater personal well-being. In addition to personal benefits, emotional intelligence is also increasingly recognized as a key factor in professional success. In the workplace, people with high EQ are often more effective leaders, collaborators, and decision-makers. They can navigate office politics, manage stress, and inspire others to perform at their best. Emotional intelligence enables leaders to connect with their teams on an emotional level, which fosters loyalty, motivation, and a positive work environment. In today's professional world, where teamwork, collaboration, and communication are more important than ever, emotional intelligence is a valuable asset that can make the difference between success and failure. Emotional intelligence is not just about being in touch with your own emotions, but also about understanding and influencing the emotions of others. It allows you to build deeper, more meaningful relationships, navigate challenges with resilience, and create an environment of empathy and cooperation in both your personal and professional life. Daily habits are the building blocks of our future. They shape not only who we are today, but also who we will become tomorrow. The small actions, choices, and behaviors we engage in on a daily basis create a ripple effect that determines our long-term success, happiness, and overall well-being. Whether these habits are constructive or detrimental, they accumulate over time, ultimately influencing our mental, physical, and emotional health. Understanding the profound impact that daily habits have on our lives allows us to take control of our future by consciously choosing actions that align with our goals and values. One of the most significant ways daily habits shape our future is through consistency. It's often said that success is not about what you do occasionally, but what you do consistently. This concept is crucial because habits, by their very nature, are repeated behaviors that become automatic over time. When you engage in positive habits consistently, whether it's exercising, reading, meditating, or practicing gratitude, these actions compound, leading to significant personal growth and improvement. For example, if you dedicate just 10 minutes a day to reading or learning a new skill over weeks, months, and years, that small investment of time can result in vast knowledge or mastery of a subject. The power of consistency lies in the fact that even minor efforts, when repeated regularly, can create major transformations over time. Daily habits also shape our future by influencing our mindset and mental outlook throughout the thoughts we engage with daily, and the narratives we tell ourselves create the lens through which we view the world. For instance, if you habitually practice positive self-talk and affirmations, you're training your mind to focus on your strengths, abilities, and potential. This shift in mindset fosters self-confidence and resilience, which are essential for achieving long-term success. On the other hand, if negative self-talk becomes a habit, it can lead to self-doubt, fear of failure, and even depression, which may limit opportunities for growth and success. By consciously choosing to engage in daily mental habits that reinforce positivity, gratitude, and optimism, you can shape a future that is filled with possibility and empowerment. Physical habits, such as exercise, nutrition, and sleep, also play a crucial role in shaping your future. The way you care for your body today determines your long-term health and vitality. A habit of regular physical activity strengthens the body, boosts energy levels, and improves mental clarity, making it easier to tackle the challenges of daily life. Similarly, maintaining a balanced diet that nourishes the body with the right nutrients supports both physical and mental well-being. Proper sleep is another critical habit that influences our future. Lack of sleep can lead to cognitive decline, weakened immunity, and emotional instability, while consistent, restful sleep enhances focus, creativity, and overall productivity. By prioritizing habits that support physical health, you're investing in a future where your body and mind function at their best, allowing you to live life with greater energy and longevity. Emotional habits, such as how we respond to stress, challenges, or difficult situations, also shape our future. Every day we encounter stressors, whether at work, in relationships, or within ourselves. The way we choose to handle these stressors can become habitual, influencing our emotional well-being in the long term. If you develop a habit of reacting impulsively, with anger, frustration, or anxiety, those emotional responses can begin to dominate your life, leading to chronic stress, damaged relationships, or a negative mindset. However, if you cultivate habits of emotional regulation, such as deep breathing, mindfulness, or reframing stressful situations, you can navigate challenges with greater ease and resilience. These emotional habits not only help you manage day-to-day difficulties, but also build emotional intelligence and resilience, which are key to long-term personal, and professional success. Productivity is another area where daily habits have a lasting impact. Many people think that achieving their goals requires large, dramatic efforts, but in reality, it's the small, consistent actions taken every day that lead to progress. Creating habits around time management, goal setting, and prioritization ensures that you stay focused on what matters most. For example, breaking larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks and working on them daily can significantly improve your chances of success. The habit of planning your day, setting clear objectives, and eliminating distractions allows you to make steady progress toward your ambitions. Over time, these productivity habits build momentum, moving you closer to your desired future with greater efficiency and less burnout. Financial habits are equally influential in shaping our future. How you manage your finances on a daily basis, whether it's budgeting, saving, or investing, affects your long-term financial security and independence. Simple habits like tracking expenses, setting aside money for savings or investments, and avoiding unnecessary debt accumulate over time, creating financial stability and wealth. Conversely, habits of overspending, failing to save, or living beyond your means can lead to financial stress, limited opportunities, and a future filled with financial uncertainty. By adopting positive financial habits today, you set yourself up for a future of greater financial freedom, which in turn opens up more opportunities for personal growth, experiences, and success. Another area where daily habits have a profound influence is in personal development and self-growth. Engaging in daily practices that challenge your intellect, creativity, and personal beliefs fosters continuous growth. Whether it's dedicating time to learning, engaging in reflective journaling, or stepping out of your comfort zone regularly, these habits push you toward becoming the best version of yourself. Personal development is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process, and the habits you form today determine the trajectory of your future growth. By consistently seeking ways to improve, learn, and expand your capabilities, you create a future where personal and professional success is a natural outcome of your ongoing efforts. Relationships are also shaped by the daily habits we practice in how we communicate and connect with others. Small, consistent acts of kindness, empathy, and active listening strengthen bonds with loved ones, friends, and colleagues. Building a habit of showing appreciation, being present in conversations, and resolving conflicts with understanding nurtures healthy, supportive relationships. These relationships, in turn, provide emotional support, guidance, and opportunities for collaboration and success. On the contrary, neglecting these habits or engaging in negative communication patterns can erode trust and connection, leading to loneliness or strained relationships. By practicing habits that foster connection and understanding, you build a future surrounded by strong, positive relationships that enrich your life. Daily habits are the foundation upon which your future is built. They influence every aspect of your life, from your health and well-being to your relationships, finances, and personal growth. The small, consistent actions you take each day compound over time, leading to significant long-term results. Self-compassion is the practice of extending kindness and understanding to oneself, especially in moments of failure, pain, or difficulty. It is the ability to treat yourself with the same care and empathy that you would offer a close friend, rather than engaging in harsh self-criticism. For many, the default response to personal mistakes or setbacks is to criticize themselves harshly, believing that being hard on themselves will somehow push them to improve. However, self-criticism often leads to feelings of inadequacy, shame, and discouragement, which can hinder personal growth rather than promote it. Self-compassion, on the other hand, provides a healthier and more sustainable path towards self-improvement and well-being. At the core of self-compassion is the recognition of our shared humanity. Everyone makes mistakes, experiences setbacks, and goes through periods of struggle. These are universal experiences, part of being human. When we criticize ourselves harshly, we isolate ourselves in the belief that we are the only ones struggling, reinforcing a sense of separateness and loneliness. Self-compassion reminds us that we are not alone in our challenges. By acknowledging that suffering, mistakes, and imperfections are part of the human experience, we create a sense of connection with others. This perspective fosters emotional resilience, as we realize that our struggles are not unique, and therefore not something to be ashamed of. Another important aspect of self-compassion is the ability to maintain a balanced perspective in the face of difficulties. When we encounter failure or setbacks, it's easy to become overwhelmed by negative thoughts and emotions, believing that the situation is worse than it really is. Self-criticism often exaggerates these feelings, amplifying the sense of failure and hopelessness. Self-compassion, on the other hand, encourages us to take a more balanced view of our situation. Instead of focusing solely on our flaws or mistakes, we can recognize the broader context, including the effort we've put in, the lessons we've learned, and the possibility of growth. This balanced perspective allows us to respond to challenges with greater clarity and understanding, rather than being swept away by negative emotions. Self-compassion also involves being mindful of our emotions without becoming consumed by them. Mindfulness is the practice of being present with our thoughts and feelings without judgment or attachment. When we practice self-compassion, we allow ourselves to feel difficult emotions such as sadness, frustration, or disappointment without trying to suppress or deny them. At the same time, we don't let these emotions define us or dictate our actions. We acknowledge our pain, but don't allow it to overwhelm our sense of self-worth. This mindful approach to emotions fosters emotional intelligence, helping us navigate difficult situations with greater ease and self-awareness. One of the major benefits of self-compassion is its ability to reduce anxiety and stress. Constant self-criticism creates an internal environment of tension and pressure, as we feel the need to meet impossibly high standards or avoid making mistakes at all costs. This relentless drive for perfection can lead to chronic stress, burnout, and a constant feeling of inadequacy. Self-compassion, however, provides a way to release this pressure. By accepting that we are imperfect and that making mistakes is part of the process of growth, we relieve ourselves from the burden of unrealistic expectations. This shift in mindset reduces anxiety, and allows us to approach challenges with a sense of curiosity and openness, rather than fear and self-doubt. Self-compassion is also a powerful motivator for personal growth and self-improvement. While some may believe that being hard on themselves is necessary for success, research has shown that self-compassionate individuals are more likely to take responsibility for their mistakes and work toward improvement. When we criticize ourselves harshly, we often become paralyzed by fear of failure, making it difficult to take risks or try new things. Self-compassion, however, encourages a growth mindset, the belief that we can learn from our mistakes and become better over time. By treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, we create a supportive internal environment where we feel safe to explore new possibilities and take on challenges without the fear of harsh judgment. Additionally, self-compassion strengthens our relationships with others. When we are harsh and critical toward ourselves, we often project these same attitudes onto others, leading to judgmental or distant relationships. Conversely, when we practice self-compassion, we develop greater empathy and understanding for the struggles and imperfections of others. We become more patient, more forgiving, and more supportive in our interactions. This not only deepens our connections with others, but also fosters a sense of community and belonging, as we recognize that we are all on a journey of growth and self-discovery. Another important dimension of self-compassion is its role in fostering resilience. Life is filled with challenges, setbacks, and unexpected difficulties. How we respond to these challenges determines our ability to bounce back and continue moving forward. Self-compassion provides the emotional resources needed to navigate life's ups and downs with greater strength and perseverance. When we treat ourselves with kindness during difficult times, we build inner resilience, making it easier to recover from setbacks and maintain a sense of hope and optimism. Rather than being derailed by failure or hardship, self-compassion allows us to learn from these experiences and use them as opportunities for growth. In contrast, self-criticism often leads to feelings of shame and unworthiness, which can become internalized over time. This internalization of negative beliefs can erode self-esteem and confidence, making it difficult to pursue goals or take action in the face of fear. Self-compassion breaks this cycle by offering a more compassionate narrative, one that acknowledges our flaws without diminishing our worth. This shift in self-perception empowers us to take bold steps toward our goals, knowing that our value is not tied to our successes or failures, but to our inherent worth as human beings. In addition to its psychological and emotional benefits, self-compassion also has positive effects on physical health. Chronic self-criticism and stress can lead to a range of physical health issues, including increased risk of heart disease, weakened immune function, and chronic pain. By practicing self-compassion, we reduce the stress response in our bodies, promoting relaxation and overall well-being. Self-compassion also encourages us to take better care of our physical health by fostering a sense of self-worth and self-respect. When we value ourselves, we are more likely to engage in healthy behaviors, such as regular exercise, balanced nutrition, and adequate rest, all of which contribute to long-term physical health. Self-compassion offers a way to navigate life's challenges with greater ease, resilience, and self-acceptance. It shifts the focus away from perfectionism and harsh self-judgment and encourages a more balanced, empathetic approach to personal growth and well-being. Visualization is a powerful tool for shaping both the mind and reality, as it allows individuals to mentally rehearse desired outcomes before they manifest in the physical world. By vividly imagining specific goals, experiences, or scenarios, we engage the brain's creative faculties, helping to align our thoughts, emotions, and actions with those outcomes. Visualization is more than just daydreaming. It is an intentional practice of mentally placing yourself in a situation, feeling the emotions associated with that experience, and imagining the steps needed to get there. The mind, when exposed to these repeated visualizations, begins to accept the imagined outcome as a possible reality, influencing behavior, decision-making, and even physical circumstances. One of the most significant aspects of visualization is the brain's inability to distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. Neuroscientific research shows that when we visualize an action, the same neural pathways in the brain are activated as when we actually perform that action. For example, athletes who mentally rehearse their performance engage the motor cortex in the same way they would during actual practice. This neural activation primes the body for action, allowing individuals to perform better when the situation arises. Through visualization, you are essentially training your brain to succeed in your desired outcomes before they happen. This concept can be applied to many areas of life beyond sports. In business, for instance, entrepreneurs often visualize their ideal outcomes, whether it's landing a big client, completing a successful project, or seeing their business thrive. When they mentally rehearse these scenarios, they not only enhance their confidence but also sharpen their focus on the necessary steps to achieve those results. Visualization acts as a mental blueprint that guides actions, helping individuals stay aligned with their goals, even when challenges arise. The clearer and more detailed the visualization, the more compelling the roadmap becomes, enabling individuals to move forward with clarity and purpose. Another crucial benefit of visualization is its ability to shape emotional responses. When we visualize a positive outcome, we generate the emotions associated with achieving that outcome, such as joy, relief, or pride. These emotions are not merely fleeting feelings but become anchors that reinforce the belief that the goal is attainable. Emotional engagement is key to the effectiveness of visualization because it amplifies the brain's receptivity to the imagined scenario. The more intensely we feel the emotions associated with our visualization, the more likely we are to take inspired action toward making it a reality. Conversely, visualization can also help individuals navigate fear and anxiety. Instead of focusing on worst-case scenarios, they can use visualization to imagine themselves handling difficult situations with grace, resilience, and strength. For example, someone who fears public speaking might visualize themselves confidently delivering a speech to an engaged audience. By practicing this scenario repeatedly in their mind, they reduce the fear response and replace it with a sense of calm and self-assuredness. This shift in mindset has real-world implications, as the brain becomes conditioned to respond more calmly to the actual event. In addition to emotional conditioning, visualization also helps in fostering a growth mindset. When you consistently visualize success, you are training your brain to believe that you are capable of achieving your goals. This belief is foundational to building a growth mindset, where challenges are seen as opportunities for learning rather than as threats. By visualizing the process of overcoming obstacles, rather than focusing solely on the outcome, you develop resilience and adaptability. This mental rehearsal allows you to see setbacks as part of the journey, rather than as definitive failures, empowering you to persist in the face of difficulties. Visualization also engages the law of attraction, a principle that suggests that like attracts like. When we focus our thoughts and emotions on a specific outcome, we attract circumstances, people, and opportunities that resonate with that energy. This doesn't mean that visualization magically makes things happen without effort, but it does align our mindset with the outcome we desire, making us more attuned to possibilities and more proactive in pursuing opportunities. Visualization helps us recognize when we're in alignment with our goals and when we might be drifting off course, keeping us focused and motivated. Another way visualization manifests its power is by enhancing self-confidence. When you repeatedly see yourself succeeding in your mind's eye, you begin to internalize a sense of certainty about your abilities. This internal confidence shifts how you show up in the world. You are more likely to take risks, make bold decisions, and pursue opportunities that previously felt out of reach. Visualization builds a bridge between where you are and where you want to be by gradually increasing your belief in your own potential. This belief, in turn, propels you to act in ways that align with your visualized success. Visualization can significantly improve problem-solving skills. By mentally rehearsing different scenarios, you train your mind to think creatively and anticipate challenges before they arise. This foresight allows you to be more proactive rather than reactive, giving you the tools to navigate complex situations with greater ease. In the process of visualization, you can mentally simulate various outcomes, experimenting with different solutions without the risk of failure. This mental rehearsal prepares you for real-life challenges, as you've already explored multiple ways of addressing them in your mind. Visualization is not limited to individual pursuits. It can also be used to strengthen relationships and improve communication. By imagining positive interactions and outcomes in personal or professional relationships, you set the stage for more meaningful and harmonious connections. When you visualize yourself engaging in empathetic, respectful communication, you are more likely to embody those qualities in your actual interactions. This practice helps in resolving conflicts, building trust, and fostering deeper understanding in relationships. Visualization can also enhance physical well-being. By visualizing health, vitality, and healing, individuals can create a positive mental environment that supports their body's natural healing processes. This is particularly relevant in the context of chronic illnesses or recovery from injuries. The mind-body connection is well established, and visualization allows individuals to tap into that connection, fostering a sense of control and optimism over their physical health. When combined with physical treatment, visualization can accelerate recovery and improve overall health outcomes. Visualization creates a sense of empowerment. When you visualize your goals, dreams, and desires with clarity and emotion, you begin to feel more in control of your destiny. Instead of passively waiting for things to happen, you become an active participant in the creation of your reality. Setting healthy boundaries is an essential aspect of self-care, personal growth, and emotional well-being. Boundaries are the invisible lines that define where one person's identity ends and another's begins, establishing the limits of what you are comfortable with and what you will tolerate. They serve as a framework for maintaining balance in relationships, fostering mutual respect, and ensuring that your needs are met without sacrificing your well-being. Healthy boundaries are not about building walls or shutting people out, but about creating a space where you can flourish while engaging in relationships that are respectful, balanced, and supportive. The process of setting boundaries begins with a deep understanding of yourself, your values, needs, and priorities. When you are clear about what matters most to you, it becomes easier to identify where your limits lie. This self-awareness is crucial, as it allows you to recognize when something feels wrong or when your personal space is being infringed upon. Often people who struggle with setting boundaries have difficulty because they are not fully in tune with their own needs, or they may fear rejection, conflict, or disappointing others. However, learning to listen to your internal signals is the first step in understanding where boundaries are necessary. Boundaries also play a vital role in protecting your emotional health. In relationships, whether personal, professional, or familial, there can be a tendency to overextend yourself in order to please others, often at the expense of your own well-being. This is particularly common in people who are empathetic, caring, or prone to people-pleasing behavior. Without boundaries, you may find yourself feeling overwhelmed, resentful, or drained because you are constantly giving without receiving the necessary emotional nourishment in return. Establishing clear boundaries allows you to preserve your energy and emotional resources, ensuring that you are not overburdened by the needs or expectations of others. Setting healthy boundaries requires assertive communication. This means being able to express your needs, limits, and expectations clearly and confidently, without feeling guilty or overly apologetic. It is important to remember that boundaries are not about controlling others, but about taking responsibility for your own well-being. When communicating boundaries, using I statements such as I feel uncomfortable when, or I need time for myself ... can help articulate your feelings in a way that focuses on your experience, rather than blaming or accusing others. This approach fosters open dialogue and encourages mutual respect, as it allows others to understand where you stand without feeling attacked or criticized. Another critical aspect of setting boundaries is learning to say no when necessary. For many people, saying no can feel uncomfortable or even terrifying, especially if they fear that it will lead to conflict or the loss of a relationship. However, learning to say no is a powerful act of self-care, as it ensures that you do not take on more than you can handle or agree to situations that are not in alignment with your values. Saying no does not mean you are being selfish. It simply means that you are honoring your limits and making choices that protect your emotional and physical well-being. Boundaries are also necessary in the workplace. Professional boundaries help maintain a healthy work-life balance, preventing burnout and stress. In many workplaces, there can be an expectation to always be on or available, whether through emails, meetings, or after-hours work. Without boundaries, you may find yourself sacrificing personal time, rest, or relationships in order to meet the demands of your job. By setting clear boundaries around your availability, workload, and personal time, you can create a healthier dynamic that allows you to excel professionally without compromising your well-being. This might involve setting specific times when you are not available for work-related communication, or making it clear when your workload is too heavy to take on additional responsibilities. Another important area where boundaries are crucial is in family dynamics. Family relationships can be particularly challenging when it comes to setting boundaries because of long-standing expectations, traditions, and emotional ties. However, boundaries within families are essential for maintaining respect and avoiding enmeshment or unhealthy dependency. For instance, a person may need to set boundaries with family members who are overly critical, intrusive, or controlling. This can be difficult, as family members may not always react positively to the introduction of boundaries, especially if they are used to having unlimited access to your time, energy, or emotional support. Nonetheless, setting boundaries in family relationships is necessary to protect your mental health and ensure that these relationships remain supportive rather than draining. Boundaries are not static, they are dynamic and can evolve over time. As your circumstances, priorities, and relationships change, your boundaries may need to be adjusted accordingly. For example, what was once acceptable in a relationship might no longer serve you as you grow and evolve. Similarly, boundaries that worked for you in a previous job might need to be reevaluated as your professional responsibilities change. Regularly reflecting on your boundaries and making adjustments as needed ensures that they continue to serve your current needs and protect your well-being. Boundaries also play a significant role in fostering self-respect and self-worth. When you set and maintain boundaries, you are sending a powerful message to yourself and others that your needs, feelings, and well-being matter. This self-respect forms the foundation of healthy relationships because it establishes a standard for how you expect to be treated. By respecting your own boundaries, you model for others how you wish to be treated. And this often results in more respectful and harmonious interactions. When boundaries are violated or ignored, it can lead to feelings of resentment, frustration, and low self-esteem. However, by consistently reinforcing your boundaries, you create an environment where your well-being is prioritized. It is important to recognize that setting boundaries is not a one-time event, but an ongoing practice. Life circumstances, relationships, and personal needs are constantly shifting, and your boundaries should be flexible enough to adapt to these changes. Setting boundaries requires regular self-reflection, self-awareness, and the willingness to advocate for yourself when necessary. It also involves being mindful of how others respond to your boundaries and being prepared to enforce them, even when met with resistance. Boundaries are a crucial part of healthy relationships because they foster mutual respect and trust. When both parties in a relationship, whether personal or professional, understand and respect each other's boundaries, it creates a space for open communication, genuine connection. Resilience in the face of challenges is one of the most valuable traits a person can cultivate, as it determines how well you can navigate through life's inevitable obstacles and difficulties. Resilience is not about avoiding hardships, but about your ability to recover, adapt, and grow stronger when confronted with adversity. It's the mental and emotional fortitude that enables you to keep moving forward, even when circumstances are tough. This trait is what allows individuals to persevere in the face of setbacks, find solutions to problems, and ultimately thrive despite difficulties. Resilience begins with mindset. How you perceive challenges and setbacks plays a crucial role in how resilient you are. Some people view difficulties as roadblocks, obstacles that prevent them from achieving their goals. Others, however, see these same challenges as opportunities for growth. The key to resilience lies in recognizing that challenges are an inevitable part of life and that they don't define your potential for success. Instead of being paralyzed by fear or disappointment, resilient individuals approach challenges with curiosity and an open mind, asking, "What can I learn from this?" or "How can I grow through this experience?" This mindset transforms setbacks into stepping stones, providing valuable lessons that can be applied to future endeavors. Another core aspect of resilience is emotional regulation. In the face of difficulties, emotions like fear, frustration, anger, or sadness are natural responses. However, resilient individuals are able to manage these emotions in a way that prevents them from becoming overwhelmed. They don't ignore their feelings or pretend that everything is fine, but they also don't allow negative emotions to dictate their actions. Instead, they acknowledge their emotions, process them, and then refocus on finding constructive ways to move forward. This ability to manage emotions effectively ensures that they remain clear-headed, even in the midst of chaos or crisis. Resilience is also closely tied to self-efficacy, the belief in your own ability to influence outcomes and create change in your life. When you believe in your capacity to solve problems, you are more likely to approach challenges with confidence and determination. This self-belief fosters a sense of agency, allowing you to take proactive steps towards overcoming obstacles, rather than feeling powerless in the face of adversity. Resilient people tend to have an inner dialogue that is solution-oriented. They ask themselves, what can I do in this situation, rather than dwelling on what has gone wrong or feeling defeated by circumstances outside their control. An important component of resilience is adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and challenges often arise from unexpected changes. Whether it's a personal crisis, a job loss, a health scare, or a shift in social or economic circumstances, the ability to adapt to new realities is essential for maintaining resilience. This adaptability is not about passively accepting whatever comes your way, but about finding ways to adjust your approach, your mindset, or your plans in response to new challenges. Being adaptable requires flexibility in thinking and a willingness to let go of rigid expectations or plans. It involves being open to new strategies and perspectives, which can often lead to creative solutions that would not have been considered otherwise. Resilience is often reinforced by a strong support system. While personal strength is important, having people in your life who can provide encouragement, guidance, and emotional support during tough times can make a significant difference in how well you cope with challenges. Resilient individuals understand the value of relationships and are not afraid to seek help when needed. This support can come from family, friends, mentors, or even professional networks. These relationships offer perspective, reminding you that you are not alone in your struggles and that others have faced and overcome similar challenges. A supportive community can provide a sense of belonging and strength, helping you to feel grounded, even when the world around you feels uncertain. Another key element of resilience is the ability to maintain hope and optimism, even in the darkest moments. Hope does not mean being unrealistic or denying the existence of difficulties, but it involves believing that better days are ahead and that challenges can be overcome. Optimism gives you the strength to keep going when the road is hard, as it fuels the belief that your efforts will eventually yield positive results. Resilient people tend to focus on what they can control rather than what they can't, and they hold on to the belief that they have the inner resources to navigate through even the most difficult situations. Resilience is also built through previous experiences of overcoming challenges. Each time you face a hardship and come out on the other side, your sense of resilience grows stronger. You build a mental and emotional toolkit that you can draw upon when faced with future challenges. The more you navigate through difficult situations, the more you develop a sense of inner strength and competence. You learn that even when things seem overwhelming, you have the capacity to survive, adapt, and emerge stronger. This accumulated experience serves as a foundation of confidence, allowing you to approach new challenges with a sense of calm and determination. Developing resilience often involves self-compassion. In the face of challenges, it's easy to be hard on yourself, to blame yourself for not being able to avoid the problem, or to feel like you should have handled things better. However, resilient people practice self-compassion by recognizing that everyone faces difficulties, and struggling through a challenge does not make them weak or inadequate. Self-compassion allows you to be kind to yourself in times of hardship, acknowledging your efforts and offering yourself grace rather than harsh judgment. This mindset not only eases the emotional burden of challenges, but also gives you the strength to keep going, even when things are tough. Part of resilience is also about learning to let go of what you cannot control. There are times when challenges arise that are simply beyond your influence, and continuing to fight against these forces only leads to frustration and burnout. Resilient individuals are able to recognize when it's time to release their grip on certain outcomes, focusing instead on what they can control. This practice of letting go is not about giving up, but about redirecting your energy towards areas where you can make a difference. By accepting that some things are outside of your control, you conserve your emotional and mental energy, which can then be used to focus on solutions or adaptations that are within your reach. Resilience is a journey, not a destination. It is something that is continually cultivated and strengthened through life's experiences. Each challenge you face offers an opportunity to grow in resilience, to test your inner strength, and to deepen your understanding of your own capacity for overcoming adversity. The more you build resilience, the better equipped you are to handle future difficulties with grace and resolve, knowing that you have the tools and the inner resources to navigate through whatever life throws your way. Gratitude as a daily practice is a powerful tool for enhancing overall well-being and cultivating a positive mindset. It involves consciously recognizing and appreciating the good things in life, no matter how small, and making gratitude an integral part of your daily routine. Research has shown that regularly practicing gratitude can lead to significant improvements in mental health, emotional resilience, and even physical health. This practice shifts your focus from what is lacking in your life to what is abundant, promoting a sense of fulfillment and contentment. The first step in cultivating gratitude as a daily practice is to develop awareness. This means taking the time to notice the positive aspects of your life, which can often go overlooked in the hustle and bustle of daily living. Many people find themselves caught up in a cycle of negative thinking or dissatisfaction, often focusing on challenges, stressors, or unmet desires. By consciously redirecting your attention to the positive elements of your life, you can begin to shift your perspective. This could involve reflecting on simple joys, such as a warm cup of coffee in the morning, a kind word from a friend, or the beauty of nature surrounding you. When you begin to notice these small moments, you open yourself up to a greater appreciation for life as it is. To integrate gratitude into your daily routine, consider keeping a gratitude journal. This involves setting aside a few minutes each day to write down things you are grateful for. It can be helpful to establish a specific time for this practice, such as first thing in the morning or before bed. The act of writing can enhance the emotional impact of gratitude, making it more tangible and concrete. You might choose to list 3 to 5 things each day, focusing on a variety of aspects in your life, from relationships and experiences to personal achievements or even material possessions. Over time, you will likely notice a shift in your mindset as you begin to anticipate your daily gratitude practice and recognize the abundance that exists in your life. Another effective way to practice gratitude daily is through verbal expression. This can involve sharing your gratitude with others, whether through a simple thank you, a heartfelt note, or even a conversation where you express your appreciation for someone's impact on your life. Verbalizing gratitude not only strengthens your relationships, but also reinforces your own sense of appreciation. When you express gratitude, you acknowledge the contributions of others, fostering a sense of connection and community. This practice can create a ripple effect, encouraging those around you to also engage in gratitude, further amplifying its positive effects. In addition to journaling and verbal expression, mindfulness can enhance your daily gratitude practice. Mindfulness involves being present and fully engaged in the current moment, allowing you to experience life as it unfolds. By practicing mindfulness, you can become more aware of the beauty and positivity around you, making it easier to feel grateful. This might involve taking a moment to pause and appreciate the warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of laughter among friends, or the tranquility of a quiet moment alone. Mindfulness helps cultivate an appreciation for the present, which is often where the most profound experiences of gratitude can be found. Gratitude can be deepened through the practice of self-reflection. Take time to consider the challenges you have faced and how they have contributed to your growth. Often, difficult experiences can lead to valuable lessons, increased resilience, and a greater appreciation for the positive aspects of life. Reflecting on these lessons allows you to acknowledge not only what you are grateful for, but also how far you have come. This process can transform your relationship with adversity, fostering a mindset that recognizes growth, even in challenging circumstances. Another powerful aspect of gratitude is its ability to foster a sense of community and connection. Engaging in group activities that promote gratitude can be incredibly impactful. For instance, consider starting a gratitude circle with friends, family, or coworkers where each person shares something they are grateful for. This practice creates an opportunity for deeper conversations and strengthens relationships as you bond over shared experiences of appreciation. Group gratitude practices not only enhance individual well-being, but also foster a supportive environment where positive emotions can flourish. Gratitude can be tied to acts of kindness. Engaging in selfless acts, whether through volunteering, helping a neighbor, or simply offering support to a friend, can enhance your sense of gratitude. When you give to others, you often find yourself reflecting on the abundance in your own life. Acts of kindness cultivate a cycle of generosity and appreciation as you recognize the positive impact you can have on others and the interconnectedness of your experiences. This practice reinforces gratitude by reminding you of the blessings you have and the joy that comes from giving. It is also important to acknowledge that practicing gratitude does not mean ignoring negative feelings or challenges. Life is inherently filled with ups and downs, and it's crucial to honor your emotions, even those that are difficult. The practice of gratitude complements emotional authenticity by encouraging you to find moments of light, even in darker times. You might not feel grateful for a specific situation, but there may still be aspects of your life that inspire gratitude, such as the support of loved ones or lessons learned through hardship. This balanced approach allows you to cultivate resilience while remaining grounded in reality. As you continue to cultivate gratitude as a daily practice, it's essential to remember that it is a journey, not a destination. It may take time to shift your perspective and develop the habit of recognizing and appreciating the positive aspects of your life. However, with consistency and intention, gratitude can become a natural part of your daily routine. Over time, you will likely find that this practice enhances your overall sense of well-being, improves your relationships, and fosters a greater sense of joy and fulfillment. Incorporating gratitude into your life has the potential to transform your perspective and overall emotional landscape. It invites positivity, enhances resilience, and fosters a deeper connection with yourself and others. As you make gratitude a daily practice, you open yourself to a richer, more meaningful experience of life, one where appreciation becomes a lens through which you view the world around you. In conclusion, creating self and well-being is an ongoing journey that requires intention, reflection, and a commitment to personal growth. By embracing self-discovery as the foundation, we lay the groundwork for a deeper understanding of ourselves and our needs. Cultivating a mindset that shapes our reality allows us to navigate challenges with resilience and optimism. Balancing the mind, body, and spirit ensures that we maintain a holistic approach to our well-being, while emotional intelligence enhances our ability to connect with ourselves and others. As we integrate daily habits that shape our future, we recognize the power of small, consistent actions in transforming our lives. Practicing self-compassion over criticism reminds us to treat ourselves with kindness, fostering an environment where we can thrive. Through the power of visualization, we can manifest our dreams and aspirations, bringing them closer to reality. Setting healthy boundaries protects our energy and well-being, allowing us to prioritize what truly matters in our lives. Finally, resilience in the face of challenges teaches us that adversity is not the end, but rather an opportunity for growth. As we adopt gratitude as a daily practice, we cultivate a positive mindset that enhances our overall quality of life, deepening our appreciation for the present moment and the abundance that surrounds us. Together, these elements create a comprehensive framework for building self and well-being. By actively engaging in this journey, we empower ourselves to lead fulfilling, purposeful lives. Let us embrace this path with an open heart and a commitment to nurturing our own growth, knowing that each step we take contributes to a brighter, more balanced future.